Ethiopian voters prepare to go to the polls. We'll have a live report from Addis Ababa. In our Music Maker segment, Kenyan Afropop group Sauti Sol. And First Lady Michelle Obama puts everyone else to shame with her workout video. Africa 54 starts right now.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Vincent McCory. This is Africa 54. Ethiopian voters head to the polls on Sunday in an election that some diplomats and analysts say is likely to be a landslide win in favor of the ruling party. But leaders from the fragmented and underfunded opposition say the government has stifled dissent, infiltrated rival parties and arresting their members. Rights groups say the government has also used security laws to curb free speech, a charge the government denies. VOA's Anita Powell tells us more.
On the streets of Ethiopia's capital, it's hard to ignore that an election is coming. But banners and blaring songs aside, this is an oddly quiet election in a nation of some 90 million people. The ruling Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front is virtually guaranteed a victory. In the last election in 2010, opposition parties won only a single seat in parliament. Inside Ethiopia, very few ordinary voters are willing to speak about politics. Supporting rights groups claims that Ethiopia, in the words of Human Rights Watch, has created a bleak landscape for free expression. A spokesman for the EPRDF denies this.
Most of the time, oppositions raised claims or complaint, and then after we established the complaint committee, when it comes to the result, most of them will be false allegations, but some very few maybe happened in reality.
The Blue Party, Ethiopia's newest opposition party, says it has faced harassment, arrests, and an unfair playing field.
Oppositions are not getting a fair proportion of time allocation, finance, and things like that. Not only that, there are tremendous repression. We have about 50 people arrested, only in Addis about 15.
In South Africa, Ethiopian immigrants say they're able to voice the thoughts they could not share at home. Many say they fled persecution from the ruling EPRDF.
If you don't follow them, and if you don't join them, and if you don't do what they need, you can't do what you need. And you have to follow them, each and everything what they are telling you, because there is no democratic at all in our country.
VOA News repeatedly asked gathered crowds in Addis Ababa if anyone would share their thoughts on the election, either in English or in Amharic.
Now we begin our team coverage with VOA's Anita Powell, who joins us live via Skype from Addis Ababa. Anita, the opposition and some analysts actually think this election has already been won by the ruling party. Why is the opposition even participating?
That's a great question, Vincent, and one that I posed to the spokesman of the Blue Party, who we mentioned in the story. He said he feels that somebody needs to show the voters of Ethiopia that there is room in Ethiopia for eventual peaceful transition. Maybe not this election, although they're very confident, but sometime in the future.
Now, one key thing always in an election is observers. Tell me about especially international observers in this election.
There's only one game in town this election, and that's the African Union Observer Mission. The European Union has not returned, nor have any others, and that's because, as an Ethiopian government spokesman said recently, there was a disagreement between the EU's recommendations and the Ethiopian government, so there won't be many observers this time.
Well, in terms of harassment, has there been any obvious harassment of people at the opposition political rallies, for example?
No, I wouldn't say that it's been obvious, although there have been numerous reports of harassment, both in Addis and in the countryside. For example, there were some opposition members who said that they were arrested and held for 4 days for putting up posters in Addis. It's never quite obvious. It's not like people are being rounded up on the street, but the reports are hard to ignore.
Does the government seem to be concerned that people are skeptical about the fairness of this election?
That's a really good question. No, I mean, the government has also just said a lot of these opposition allegations turn out to be false. They point to their development record. They point to, they're writing on this continuity platform. And I think they're just really confident for more than one reason, to be fair, because they have brought some development to Ethiopia. Everybody acknowledges that.
Very quickly, though, how can you describe the mood in Addis Ababa?
I think I said in the story, quiet, which is interesting because Addis Ababa is never quiet. From outside my window here, from 5 a.m. to 2 in the morning, it's a cacophony of noise and music, but nobody wants to talk about the election.
Well, Anita, thank you very much. Viewers, Anita Powell reporting live via Skype from Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Now joining us on the phone from southern Ethiopia in the town of Shone is VOA reporter Henok Fente. Good evening, Henok.
Good evening, Vincent.
Yes, now you are in the very southern part of Ethiopia. We have talked about Addis Ababa. How are things in the countryside?
Well, in the southern part of Ethiopia, election campaigns have stopped as of last night. So today, here in the south, in the town of Shone, as it is true in most parts of the country, it's rather calm, very calm. Over the past few weeks, contending parties held political rallies, demonstrations from town to town, village to village. Now about 36.8 million registered voters and candidates are waiting for the polls to open on Sunday at 6 a.m., Vincent.
Now, there was some reports that there are regions where the elections might not take place. Are those accurate reports?
Yes, indeed. In the south, in one election district near the town of Bonga, votes scheduled for Sunday have been postponed due to alleged campaign misconduct. I was in the town of Bonga yesterday, and I spoke to a number of government security officials who confirmed one person who died and about 13 others who were injured as a result of campaign-related violence in near the town of Bonga, Vincent. And also in the northern region of Tigray, the opposition Arena Tigray party has decided to suspend election campaigns a day early on Wednesday due to alleged abuse and beatings of its members and volunteers.
Now, very quickly, is the feeling kind of countrywide that the opposition will kind of obviously win this election?
Well, it is a given election, as Anita said earlier. The ruling party that currently controls 99.6% of parliament is set to win this. This is a very important milestone in Ethiopia's political governance, this election. It is for the first time that elections are held after the death of long-time Ethiopian leader, the late Prime Minister Meles Zenawi. Meles's policies, as well as the commitment to implement them, is the platform for the ruling EPRDF party. The opposition that's already weakened by government crackdown, and they are also underfunded, putting up a fight in Tigray in the north and the south where I am, and Oromia region, Vincent.
Well, Henok, thank you very much. Excellent reporting there. VOA's Henok Fente reporting from southern Ethiopia. Now to the Middle East, Islamist rebels continued to make gains in northern Syria on Friday, seizing a hospital where government forces had been under siege for weeks. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says the al-Qaeda-affiliated al-Nusra Front has taken over complete control of the medical facility. This week, the Islamic State have forced government troops out of the ancient city of Palmyra, putting its irreplaceable 2,000-year-old artifacts at risk of destruction. Palmyra is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the UN agency chief Irina Bokova calls it the birthplace of human civilization. The militants consider statues and other antiquities to be blasphemers. Well, a grand jury in Baltimore, Maryland, has indicted all 6 officers charged in the police custody death of an African-American man. State Attorney Marilyn Mosby says the grand jury found a probable cause to formally indict the Baltimore Police Department officers in the arrest of Freddie Gray, who died in April after being injured while in police custody. Gray's death brought to a boil long simmering tensions between the police and poor neighborhoods in the majority black city, culminating in rioting and looting. Now, this week on Africa 54, we're airing a series of in-depth reports on U.S. police and the difficult challenges they face as they seek to improve their relationship with the community. Government officials in Baltimore estimate that $9 million in damage was caused by violent demonstrations and riots against the police in April. Angry residents took to the streets in that predominantly African-American city following the suspicious death of Freddie Gray. VOA's Chris Simpkins has more.
Life has returned to normal in this riot-torn West Baltimore neighborhood. Police are still fighting high crime, and on nearly every corner are signs of economic despair. The recent riots only compounded the problem. More than 280 businesses were damaged in the area, where 23% of black men are unemployed. University of Maryland School of Social Work Assistant Dean Bronwyn Maiden was born in Baltimore and says securing jobs for blacks is key to the city's future success.
But we also need people that are ready to be trained for jobs. And right now in this community, we have a lot of issues where we need to work on getting people ready to be able to hold jobs.
Maryland state lawmaker Antonio Hayes, who represents this neighborhood, says people here want a better Baltimore.
Being better means seeing justice in our criminal justice system, having better opportunities for fair housing, having better wages.
1 out of 4 blacks in this neighborhood do not have a high school diploma. Brittany Davis blames city officials, including Baltimore Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake, for not making educational investments in black neighborhoods.
She's taking away from our taxpayers' money, giving it to a builder downtown to build condos, but our schools are lacking the resources that they need for our children.
But it's a conversation that got to be had.
Community leaders say regaining trust with the police is also essential to moving the city forward. Former Baltimore police officer Rob Weinhold.
You have to be engaged with the folks that you are sworn to protect and serve, understanding what the core issues are so you can, as a public servant, figure out how to be a terrific convener, facilitator, and problem solver to improve the quality of life.
This is our back area.
Linda Keys wants the police to do more to fight crime in the neighborhood and dreams of a better quality of life for her family.
I hope they really build the community up like they say they will. And with that being said, I'll do anything in my power to help. I have no problem with going out there door to door and asking anybody, do they want to help?
Keys and others believe positive change can happen with a stronger determination to invest more money in the community and the people who live here. Chris Simpkins, VOA News, Baltimore.
We want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we covered. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54, and check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Coming up in our Music Makers segment, the sound of Kenyan Afropop. Stay with us.
A number of celebrities have turned 50 or are turning 50 this year. Wow, Brooke Shields, the now grown-up beautiful Blue Lagoon girl. Can you believe it? Funny man Chris Rock turns 50. Since childhood, he's gone from everyone hates him to everyone loves him. God save Elizabeth Hurley, who plays the Queen of England on her new show, The Royals. Even at 50, she looks less like a queen and more like a duchess. Robert Iron Man Downey Jr. also turns half a century old. No rust on this Iron Man, at least none that I can see. And finally, goofball Stiller, Ben that is. Still standing strong, but don't be surprised if his next attempt at Blue Steel has a few, distinguished wrinkles. For VOA's Action Reaction, I'm Lisa Vora.
Welcome back. If it's Friday, it's Music Makers time. Today we bring back Kenyan sensation Sauti Sol with their song Surayako. Music Time in Africa host Heather Maxwell is here. She has some news to share with us. Heather,
Yes.
Sauti Sol, tell me about them. What's happening?
Sauti Sol, they're great, and they're really just on top of the world right now.
Yes.
They are on tour in the U.S. They just arrived, I think, yesterday. They'll be here in Washington, D.C. tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I'll check them out and talk to them more and get details about everything.
Okay.
And they've also just been nominated for the BET Awards 2015, Best International Act.
That's great.
So we're going to hope for them.
Yeah, you're probably gonna they're gonna teach you how to dance to their music, Surayako, which you're gonna watch right now.
Yes, and
Surayako
I'll show you
by
that.
Sauti Sol. Let's watch this.
Nimekuchagua wewe nikupende mama, sitaki mwingine, aushi usiniache, usinitende mama, usipende mwingine. Moyo wangu ni mwepesi, umenikalia chapati, nafanya vituko kama chizi, kukupenda sitasizi. Moyo wangu ni mwepesi, umenikalia chapati, nafanya vituko kama chizi, kukupenda sitasizi. Sura yako mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, na tabasamu lako maua, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, na sura yako mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, na tabasamu lako maua. Itabidi nikulinde, nikutunze mama, usikose lolote, pete nayo nikuvishe, nikuoe mama, usiende popote, moyo wangu ushakubali, umenikalia chapati, nitakulinda kama polisi, itabidi nikumari, moyo wangu ushakubali, umenikalia chapati, nitakulinda kama polisi, itabidi nikumari, ile sura yako mzuri mama, mzuri mama, mzuri mama, yeah, mzuri mama, na tabasamu lako maua, mzuri mama, yeah.
All right, I think one of the best songs in Kenya right now, Surayako.
Yes.
Ni mzuri sana, which means you are beautiful. That's all.
Well,
That's
thank you, Vincent.
Yeah. And that dance is a traditional Western Kenya dance called Lipala. Lipala. So it's nice to see that these boys are actually doing something very Kenyan, very authentic.
That's what caught my ears to it. I heard it first before I saw it on YouTube, and I loved the rhythm. I could tell it was really something traditional.
That's traditional from the community called the Luya people of western part of Kenya.
Well,
Lipala.
I'll make sure to learn that and bring it back to you
Please
next
do.
Friday.
I like it. So how about convincing them to someday come and perform here when they're in town?
You got
Maybe
it.
talk to them. That would
I
be
sure
nice.
will.
Because not only are they going to be, they've been nominated. Who knows? They might win.
Yes.
And we can feature them again, especially if they get an award.
They wanted to come this weekend, but they don't arrive in Washington until tomorrow.
Okay.
We're not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you. Thank you very much for
Pleasure.
sharing this with us once again. Another fantastic Music Makers segment. Now, to learn more about Heather Maxwell and her VOA radio show, visit Facebook and type in the keywords Music Time in Africa. And you can see what time her radio program can be heard in your area. Get more information about some of our featured artists. Well, it's time now for a short break. Still to come on Africa 54. First Lady Michelle Obama shares her workout secrets. We'll be right back.
If you've just joined us, I'm Mariama Diallo, and here is a quick recap of today's headlines. In Tanzania, a cholera outbreak strikes some 3,000 Burundi refugees, killing at least 33. In Ethiopia, the ruling party expresses confidence about winning the May 24th election and denies opposition allegations of widespread arrest and harassment. Nigerians groan under worsening petrol shortages as fears rise that the government may halt costly subsidy payments. Finally, in Kenya, thousands are expected in the town of Nyeri in Africa's first beatification ceremony for Italian Catholic nun Irene Stefani. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Welcome back to Africa 54. Here's what's trending. Michelle Obama is known for her commitment to health and fitness, and she's been working to combat childhood obesity since launching the Let's Move campaign in 2010. In honor of the organization's 5-year anniversary, the First Lady launched the hashtag Gimme5 campaign, which encourages people to share 5 ways they're living a healthier life by eating better and exercising more. The First Lady's video, hashtag Gimme5 floater style, has gone viral since its Wednesday release. Well, next up, the Cannes Film Festival has a message for women. No heels, no entry. Screen Daily reports that a handful of women in their 50s were turned away from the screening of the movie Carol because they were not wearing high heels. Now, the festival's organizers require formal dress to attend events, but nothing specific on footwear. The heel storm came during a festival where female filmmakers have taken center stage, but the controversy over heels, dubbed a flat gate by the Hollywood Reporter, would seem to represent a step backward. And finally, talk about being on top of the world. From the top of One World Trade Center, the nation's tallest building, it really does seem as if you can see forever. Those 2 words are the motto of the center's new observatory that opens May 29th, offering spectacular wraparound views stretching 50 miles past the Manhattan skyline and Statue of Liberty to the Atlantic Ocean. During the lighting fast 48-second elevator ride up to the 102nd floor, a 3-dimensional time-lapse panorama shows 515 years of history at the tip of Manhattan. Stepping from the elevator, visitors are greeted with display panels showing 3D bird's eye scenes of the metropolis. Now, the panels then lift to reveal New York City right now. And that is what's trending today. Well, it's time for our sports report, and for the latest news and notes, we turn to Sunny Young with the sunny side of sports. Hello, Sunny.
Hello, Vincent, and sporty greetings once again to our Africa 54 viewers. Let's kick off with Barcelona and Argentina football star Lionel Messi. It's been a great year for Messi, who recently won another Spanish La Liga title with Barcelona and who will play in the UEFA Champions League final June 6th. Now a wax double of Messi is scoring with fans at Madame Tussauds in New York City. The figure is dressed in his number 10 Argentina national team uniform. 20 studio artists worked to create the Messi wax figure, looking to capture details from his hair down to his dynamic style on the pitch. Here's a special Sunny Side of Sports salute for Special Olympics athlete Devon Colston.
My name is Devon Colston.
And how did you get involved with Special Olympics, Devon?
How I get involved? Special Olympics? I decided to get involved with the teacher. I tell her I like sports. I tell her how I feel about sports, and they put me on the sports team.
Is volleyball your favorite sport?
Yes, it is.
What do you like about volleyball?
Well, you try try to throw up the ball. You throw my identity?
Sure, yeah.
Like, I throw up the ball like this. Sorry about that. I mean, throw out the ball and hit it.
Okay. Do you feel like sports and playing volleyball has helped you in the classroom academically?
Yes. Because it helped us, because I have type 2 diabetes, and well, I told them I need a lot of activities, a lot of movement, and then my teacher said, we're going to give you a lot of activity. That's why I like Special Olympics. It got a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. It don't matter, you can win or lose, and long you have fun and participate in Special Olympics.
Thank you, Devon.
You're welcome.
All right.
I did great.
You did great. You did very great.
Thank you.
Thumbs up, Devon. I'm Sonny Young, and that's the sunny side of sports. Vincent?
Yeah, thumbs up. I think she did great. Thanks a lot, Sunny. Now, be sure to watch the sunny side of sports every Monday and Friday right here on Africa 54. That's our show for today. Be sure to watch Africa 54 on our website at voaafrica.com for more news. Tune into VOA's evening radio show, Africa News Tonight, at 1800 UTC, and in the mornings to Daybreak Africa between 0300 and 0600 UTC, Monday through Friday. And now, as we leave and wish you a great weekend, how about some more music? Saudi Soul.
Nafanya vituko kama chizi, kukupenda sitasizi, sura yako mzuri mama. Mzuri mama. Mzuri mama. Mzuri mama. Na tabasamu lako maua. Mzuri mama. Mzuri mama. Na sura yako mzuri mama. Mzuri mama. Mzuri mama. Na tabasamu lako maua. Itabidi nikulinde, nikutunze, mama, usikose lolote, pete nayo nikuvishe, nikuoe, mama, usiende popote, moyo wangu ushakubali, umenikalia chapati, nitakulinda kama polisi, itabidi nikumari, moyo wangu ushakubali, umenikalia chapati, nitakulinda kama polisi, itabidi nikumari.
Music is something that brings people together.
Music educates, it motivates, it's a bridge.
Music. Allie.
On
VOA.
qubanaha VOA waxaan ku soo gudbinnaa qubanayaal goosgoos ah oo xiiso badan oo ku saabsan arrimaha Soomaaliya, Maraykanka iyo caalamkaba.
haddaba qubanaha VOA-da kala soco website-keena voasomali.com.
From VOA Learning English, this is the Technology Report.
I'm Mil Arcega. I'm the host of VOA's The Correspondents.
A roundup of the world's top stories.
Here's a false choice in more ways than one.
We can't actually put you there, but we can come pretty close. In 30 minutes, we'll show you the world.